Welcome, my friends, on this glorious, glorious day. It is May 8th at 10:45. Cup of chaga. Good morning on a happy Sunday, fun day. I hope you guys are doing well out there in crypto land. I just wanted to start you off with this. This is because this is what's going on right now, you guys. This is like the psychology of the people. And so don't forget this. This is actually a really important cartoon meme. And I have no idea why this is true. But you know, there is a few people, like I'm going in this door right here. Okay, guys. So don't be a lemming, is what I kind of get out of this whole thing. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of hopium. The real thing I wanted to talk about is, so this is from No More 4-Year Cycles. Was published March 22nd. But basically, there's basically a big move coming, you guys, here. And you know, when Tether's activity gets, you know, the swelling of all stable coins, when the swelling of stable coins starts to happen, then there's usually big moves on the horizon. So that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing stable coins get beefed up right now. People buying this fear. Dogecoin looks set to jump, dude. This is from last Friday. And they're noticing some hammer candles here, and it seems like it's holding support here pretty good for you Dogecoiners out there. And usually the hammer candlestick is found on a downtrend. Again, indicator reversal to the upside is on the horizon. It's a lagging indicator, and the time frame should be set. It must be printed in the pattern to be valid. So we're still kind of seeing if this is going to be valid. Let's get into the charts real quick. I have Mother's Day. I really want to show you guys this. This is also something I was checking out we'll go to, here we go. So I actually just pasted this Wyckoff accumulation zone here. And I just wanted to show you guys how crazy this looks like. I don't know if you want to look at it this way, but there's probably a way of like overlapping this thing, but I'm not that fancy yet. So I'm just gonna show you guys. This is the Wyckoff accumulation right now, and I kind of talked about this a little bit ago, a couple videos ago, but you guys can be the judge if this thing actually looks really similar to this. For me, it looks really similar. You have this giant downtrend into it, and you have SC and ST. Okay, so I would say this is looks like an SC and an ST. Okay, we also are looking like this. We might be entering into the spring, so that's why I'm really excited actually right now, because if this pattern actually plays out, this means that we're approaching the best time to buy Bitcoin on this reversal. So you guys be the judge. It's looking, I could say, I kind of drew it down, like we could go a little bit lower, retest like 30, even 30,000 would still, this pattern would still be valid even if on a test of 30,000. But I'm thinking it's only going to go to 32 again. So I think we have another maybe like a couple grand fall here, but then we hit the spring, right? So if you guys want to try to play the bottom of this thing, good luck. I would just try to dollar cost average. It's your strongest tool in your shed right now. So let's catch $34,000 Bitcoin. This thing is going to $1 million in 4 years. It's not financial advice, but that's what I believe. So I think the next cycle, we're looking at the adoption curve right now, and maybe the next video I will show that for you guys. So let's look at Litecoin. Litecoin on the 4-hour, we're still in this giant descending wedge, I think. So this is what I think it is. So we might have another little touch towards the bottom of this. We might get a little flush down to 85, 86. But then, this thing's going to probably take off. So I could see it coming down, maybe, even as low as 83 on that spring kind of an event, right? So for Bitcoin, like for Litecoin, it would come down to this like 83 point, and then bounce, and then I think we're going to break out hard, you guys. I think Litecoin's looking like in the pairing too. If you guys are seeing this on the pairing, Litecoin BTC pairing, this thing is just a squeeze, like a giant squeeze right here. I have to just go out to the daily because of how big this squeeze is. But this goes back to, 2006. So, well, when this thing actually breaks, you guys, we're looking at a, 2% Bitcoin, which if a Bitcoin's at 100,000, then Litecoin's, at $2,000, right? So, you guys can do the math. That's where I believe is what we're going to have happen here in the next, probably next year, next couple years. It might take a couple years to get there. But Litecoin right now is at $92. I think it's going to $2,000 in the next 2 years. So that's what the charts are saying. I'm just a messenger. So Sheebs, what are we looking at here? Shiba's looking like we're testing this, like this macro double bottom kind of thing. So with Sheeb, I could see it coming all the way down to this on the spring sort of pattern. If this is a Wyckoff accumulation and Bitcoin's about to bottom out right here, then I could see a flush with Sheeb down to this quadruple 4, 16, 9, zone right here. So that would be the ideal buy zone right here, something like that. And then it'll, sort of, and then we'll probably have like some crazy pop. Just remember like Dogecoin. I remember Dogecoin. So this is, Shiba's still in the first year of infancy, right? So if we go back in Dogecoin though, look at this thing, you guys. Like, if we're back in here, I remember when we were talking about like this zone, I'll zoom in just so you guys it's fun playing these games because, in 2019, I had a lot of Dogecoin at this point. I'm not going to lie. I was using that to gamble back in the day because I was like, oh, I could gamble with my 002 Dogecoin, right? So I remember this period of time. So if you zoom in on it, it looks like enormous, right? And it's like goes all the way up to 0005, right? And that's kind of what we're talking about Shiba right now. So I mean, there's a supply thing, and then there's a burn mechanisms, and there's lots of reasons why I think Shiba is gonna probably explode in the next couple of years here too. But Dogecoin is gonna do the same thing. So it's just Dogecoin's like back in the history is the father of the dog coins, right? The dog father, the Doge father. So this keeps doing these patterns over and over again. It has these corrections. I mean, these are scary corrections too. These are knuckle buster and 85% declines here, so where are we at now with the doji? I mean, it just keeps doing it, right? It just keeps doing it. It's like this one was a pretty gnarly. I think this is actually where I was in here for this period of time. Like this is kind of like Lawton just got really bored of Dogecoin for like, I should have. That was my mistake, right? So, from the beginning of 2018 to all the way to the end of the beginning of 21. So it was just like it was really flat, and the hodlers here, you guys, JBs and everybody, you guys, like if you're in at this point in time, this is like a crazy accumulation zone. And then look at this spike volume coming in, Dad, Papa Elon just is like, I want to blast you off to the moon, put you on the moon. Dogecoin's going on the moon, by the way. That's coming up, you guys. So are we going to see another leg here for the Doge father? We will see. I think, this doesn't look too crazy. It might even do something, a little bit more intense if, it's looks like these things kind of go a little bit more vertical than that. So, we could come up to $1.50 again here, just like that. So, these periods of one more year. Yeah, it might even go a one more year, you guys. It might even go one more year. We might do this thing. We might just go into like I don't think this is going to happen, but I mean, like, if this happens, are you guys going to be all sad, And then it just goes like that. That's what it looks like it does, right? Like, even if it goes like another year, and then June 2023, it just goes to 150. That's kind of how Dogecoin moves. So, let's we're going to stay positive here. I think there's a lot of really good buying opportunities coming up here. So that's what I'm doing, you guys. I'm dollar cost averaging into this thing. Silver's, staying in this. It's starting to really tighten up, you guys. We're really tightening up. On the daily, we have, really oversold conditions on the RSI. The cipher here has a, green dot on the daily. We don't have, I'd like to see this go green, but I mean, this thing could very easily just do like a little, green and then, come back into it. I think we haven't seen silver or gold really run too much as far as commodity go. They've been all been pretty sideways. So when things get this sideways and lackluster, this is really when you need to pay attention, because this is when the money is made. I should post that Wyckoff against ETH too, because ETH is looking like, it's looking like a Wyckoff too. I can show you guys again, but that's, SC, ST, and then this thing, on a Bitcoin move to 32,000, this thing might flush down to like bounce its head on 2,000, then come up here and then, or, start doing a leg up or whatever it is. And then, now we break up like that. So we could have a flush psychologically. I think 2,000 is a range where we could see ETH go on the lowest. But again, I wouldn't, I would start, the way you do this is that you start buying, you start nibbling on this right here. Okay. And then as this thing drops out, or if we're going to have this final like flush down before this massive gains, you really just dollar cost average into this thing, and the faster and more veracity that this thing drops, the bigger your accumulation should be. So gold, go to gold on the daily. It's been really kind of just possibly in this, I think it's a giant cup and handle right now. I mean, that's the only thing that really makes sense, is standing out to me looking at this. I have it drawn in the yellow line, but as long as this doesn't dip, past this 1700, I would say like 1790, let's call it 1800. If gold breaks 1800, then I'm not sure if this handle is a valid, because it's a 30%. It needs to be up to 30%. So 10%. Yeah, so if it goes over 30%, then it's like way down there. So it invalidates this cup and handle here. So I would expect this 200. We'll see how this 200 right here is. If this 200 holds right now, then this is going to be very good for gold. And I could see a bounce off this, with some sort of news. I don't know what the news is going to be, but that's why we listen to the charts and not the news. I briefly touch on news just because I think it's important to look at, but I don't think I wouldn't I trade off charts, not off the news, because usually they're late to the game, right? GameStop is still in this giant descending, the meme descending channel right now. So the original OG diamond handers, diamond fisters, you guys are troopers. You know, I would hang in there at this point. You know, you could have a, you know, basically the next bottom, if this thing actually breaks out of this thing, is you know, $40. But you know, 75 should hold for you guys. And on the upside, you need to get above, you know, 190, $200 to really be a confirmed break out of this thing. And that would be something, you know, very significant. That'd be something super significant if that actually happened. But until it happened, until we got to let the charts do their thing, we could also have a retest and then come back up here and then break out. So on a flush down, I would expect GameStop to also dump with Bitcoin, and probably retest. If that Wyckoff was accumulated, you know, the dollar might spike up one last time here. We haven't talked about the dollar. Let's see what's going on with the dollar here. Dollar milkshake theory. Let's get the dollar milkshake guy. I got to get that guy on here. That would be sweet. Interview him. I got to probably grow my channel a little bit before I get Mr. Dollar Milkshake. But yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys' support out there. I hope this is helpful. I do this for you. Please like, subscribe. It really helps my channel out. I'm growing. I really just do these things for you guys. And let you know kind of what I think about what's going on with the markets. And so on the 4 hour, you know, we still haven't broken out of this. It seems like it's bumping its head right here. So getting either, you know, hopefully we're hoping for like a triple top situation, or kind of like a, you know, head and shoulders here, kind of a weird head and shoulders. But, you know, a break of like 104, like I would say if we break to 104, then the worst case scenario is going to play out. But it's looking, you know, we're here. Let's see what the MACD here. MACD is doing kind of a little bit of it's not very helpful. Just tremendous amount of money flow going in. So this is but there's this huge bearish divergence happening. Look at this giant bearish divergence. Wow. On the dollar. So that's pretty something. That's something to really, let's see if that's permeated all the way through. Yeah, nice. So we're getting some pretty heavy bearish divergences. I mean, so we're getting some heavy bearish divergences on the dollar. So if we're topping out right here on the dollar, that would, you know, we could have one more little blast off to the top before this bearish divergence plays out. And so that's kind of lining up for a Bitcoin pump and everything else to pump too, you guys. So, you know, are we in this pattern right now? It looks like it, you guys. Like, I'm not gonna lie here. I mean, if I can draw it a little bit bigger for you, because this is kind of the scale here. Go maybe a little bit bigger. This thing's coming. You be the judge. Am I crazy? Does this look like a Wyckoff accumulation? And everybody's getting bearish right now, and we're actually should be getting bullish here, you know, pretty soon here. So watch for a break here. An invalidation of this move is probably something, if it goes to 28,000 again, if Bitcoin goes to 28,000, I would say this is invalid. So watch that. But again, it could go to 20, it could go to like, you know, it could go to 30,000 again. I would say 30,000. If 30,000 doesn't hold, then the Wyckoff accumulation pattern, I think, is probably broken at that point. So this is something I'm keeping an eye on. I'm not taking a chance on that. I'm starting my dollar costing averaging into it. And that's the name of the game. You guys, let's do this together. I hope everybody's doing wonderful. I'm sorry this video went a little long. Happy Sunday, fun day. Litecoin Lawton out.